Explorers, this is a different type of video. I don't think I've ever told you the full story of how van life found me. This is a very interesting and personal story, and I decided to finally share it because honestly, I thought I already did share it. So, without further ado, let's hop into what brought me to this moment here and now with my fully built Chevy Astro van. The whole reason I had moved to Florida is because I thought I had found the woman that I was going to be with. So I pretty much was chasing love down in Tampa, Florida. Those three jobs was Busch Gardens, the Ford dealership, and then a restaurant. It was definitely a hustle, but rent back then, 2014, was only $570 some dollars for a one bedroom apartment. It wasn't in the best part of town, but hey, I enjoyed it and never had a problem there. So one day I'm working at the Ford dealership. This transit comes in and I'm the service valet, so they park on the service drive and go in and see the service advisor and leave the keys for us to park it out back. So I hop in, and me being aware of my surroundings, I look back, behind me, and I was like, whoa, this is like an apartment. I guarantee you this could be an amazing experience to get me closer to nature, all the hikes, all the places, national parks I could go to. So after I parked the van, I just sat there for a minute admiring it like, wow, okay, this is truly what I want to do. From that moment on, I was hooked on van life. The only problem is I had to figure out how to get one because I didn't have the extra income in my budget at that time. I worked those three jobs for a while. I'd say probably like a year until I finally let go of two and got another at a performing arts center. I actually enjoyed that one, but it kind of ended on a bad note due to a communication error. But whatever. So at that point, I was just down there working and trying to look good. I was pretty much a pretty boy, had to be fresh, and I was pretty much on aesthetic and looks and just everything based off of looks and aesthetic. But there also was another problem. My then ex at the time did not want to do van life or RV life or be any part of that sort of lifestyle. So then I would have to convince her in my mind, or either just think to myself like, all right, this may not be where I want to be with this person. After we broke up, I felt pretty free, like I can go do what I want to do now. I didn't like my job at a warehouse that I was working with after that. At that point, I had gotten one job where I could afford rent and had a roommate, and everything was good just working that one warehouse job, 12 miles a day, stocking thousands of parts in a windowless warehouse. So I was like, I need to get out of here. I need to figure something out. So I thought to myself, hey, maybe if I go back to Virginia, stay with my fam, then I can work on making money to get my van. I was browsing on Instagram and I saw this ad for Reggae Rise Up. This was around 2015. And since moving to Florida and feeling like the tropical vibes, the beaches, I really, really got into reggae pretty heavy. So reggae, it has attributed like a really good portion of helping me to like wake up and live a better lifestyle, not care about all the glitz, the glam. Nothing has to be based on, pure aesthetic like I was on before, trying to be a pretty boy and all that. So that really helped me grow out of that, and going to that reggae festival, just meeting the people there, seeing the lifestyle really cemented that in with me. One of the other big events that really helped seal that deal for me was the pandemic. Because during that time, I was just so ready to leave that warehouse job. It had worn me down, it took a toll on my mental, and I was just looking for any excuse that I could. And that was my excuse. So I quit my job. I packed my two-door Honda Civic Coupe to the brim with all sorts of things like TVs and stuff that I probably should have sold back in Florida and not carried that all with me. And then it made that long trip up 95 pretty much the entire way. It takes like 10, 11 hours sometimes. Made it back to my parents' crib. And when I got there, I looked down the hill and I saw that old bright blue Astro that I didn't like in my youth, but also played a part in my youth. It was the old basketball van for us basketball kids. So we used to ride in that to basketball games, and I never thought that it would be my camper van, but obviously things happen. I go and I ask my dad a few months later, like, what are you doing with that van? If I can get it running down there, can I have it? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I went out, got rid of the gas that was in the tank, all the old gas, because it had been sitting for like 6 years, put a battery in it, and it literally cranked up and was ready to go, other than tires and obvious other things I had to do. And that's how I got my Astro van for free. Then comes the challenge of being able to afford to build it out. My dad at the time had a transport company, started cleaning the cars for him, and I started making that extra cash. And my Instagram had also started to be on the up and up. So I started a GoFundMe to get majority of the funds. I made like $1,000. I think I'd set the GoFundMe at $1,000, and the community was so amazing and donated all of that to me. And I got the supplies at Lowe's, the plywood, and I started building out the van. And that's when everything just started to feel so surreal. And I was so excited. It took me like a couple of months to build it out. I was just filled with just so much joy, although there were other problems that I would have to solve along the way. I was just happy to be at that point. And that's when I realized the dream was finally happening. Like, I started to put walls, I've started to put the bed in, and all of that good. I was just so excited, and I did all this in my parents' driveway. And they didn't think I was going to do it at first. They thought I was bluffing when I said I wanted to do van life. My content had kind of started to take off a little bit on Instagram. I started to build community on there. I was feeling really good. Like, I was finally, after 7 years of waiting, getting this done. But that wasn't it. I had to find a way to travel, to get the travel content, to get the experiences, to go to the places that I want to see and hike. And that's currently one of the long-standing issues that I'm working on. I started to go to local spots, all the cool and interesting places. To present day, I've been everywhere. So now it's time for me to keep going further and further and further out, because quite frankly, I run out of places to visit. Without this community, that dream would have been prolonged so much. And I really think each and every one of you that have continued to support me, have continued to contribute to me getting out there, even in like the tough times through like my Amazon wish list, any of that stuff. You don't have to do it, but you do. And I'm very grateful, and I thank you for that so much. Every time I'm on the cusp of achieving, I feel like the gold post is moved. Like, prices keep getting higher and higher, and my income is not matching that. Being a creative, you have a very variable income, and it doesn't match what the current prices are sometimes. And then to travel, it takes gas, it takes money to eat, it takes money to get into parks sometimes. So there's prices on prices on prices. And I tell you all this story in hopes of inspiring you to continue to do what you want to do, continue to do what you love, what you really strive to do. It may take time. It may take months, days, years. You may grow slow. You may grow fast. There's so many different variables that can happen. But as long as you keep moving forward and you keep sticking to that vision, you're going to get to it. There's no other option. You're going to get to it because you're going to keep learning and learning and learning and gaining more knowledge. And it's going to start to stack up. And you're going to put something so fantastic together that it's just going to happen. All of the videos that you've been watching on my channel is my journey of trying to go further and visit all of the places that I want to visit. All of this has just been my journey. All of this has definitely been a pleasure to share with you all because it resonates with some of you and you tell me like how much it helps you, and it just makes me feel so good inside. And I create this content as also a way to log and see myself in action, see how much I've grown, remember some of the things. So this is basically like a personal diary for me as well. And I want to thank each and every one of you for watching my videos. This is going to be it, Explorers. This is all I've had for you today. I wanted you to really connect with this journey and really understand the beginnings, the hardships, and everything that was endured to get to this point. I hope that you have a wonderful day, night, whatever time it is where you are. And as always, Explorers, peace, love, and have a great day wherever you are.